Chapter 7:12. Andrew was completely disabled right now. The bones of both his shoulders had been completely shattered, the flesh and tissues were smashed into puddles of mud, and if he went to the hospital right now, the only solution was amputation. He would not be able to even wipe his own ass. It would be a living hell. No, he didn't want to live like that for the rest of his life. Ethan finally saw the bigger picture after his father's slap and scolding. It was useless for him to keep up with his arrogant attitude towards Alex now. A man as brawny and powerful as Andrew, who had defeated Don Stevens' men like they were a bunch of lifeless dogs, went down easily in defeat. Even if he threatened Alex with a knife against Trump's throat, he was positive that Alex could kill him without hurting Trump. Hence, his father was very wise. He knelt down with a loud thump and cried, "Master Anderson, I'm sorry, please forgive me. My dad and I came here today because Edward Whale forced us to. Look at me, I'm a wimp. I wouldn't dare make the move myself even if I borrowed courage from a lion." He wailed and cried loudly as he apologized to Alex. Alex snorted disdainfully and said, "It seems that you guys have a very strong desire to stay alive." Mr. Joey hurriedly said, "Yes, Master Anderson, we've learned from our mistakes, please." Alex chided coldly, "Stay on the floor. I'll screw your heads off if you dare move a muscle." Mr. Joey and Ethan shivered like two cowardly dogs and remained kneeling on the floor. Alex approached Don Steven and felt his pulse. He knew that he was still breathing and alive, but he did lack oxygen for too long, so his body was extremely weak from the effect and suffered a great deal of damage internally. His situation could be described as someone who had suffered from a severe brain injury. He was still alive, but he might not be able to regain consciousness in 3 to 5 years, or maybe even a lifetime. Alex couldn't bear to watch him live like this. After all, such a tough and loyal person like Don Steven was a rare piece of gem. He couldn't just stand by and watch him be so miserable. Hence, he shifted his body slightly to block the onlooker's view, took out the rejuvenating pill from his pocket stealthily, and put it directly into Don Steven's mouth. Because it was a long-lost ancient prescription drug, the pill melted in the mouth immediately and achieved great efficacy. The drug quickly transformed into a warm current and surged through Don Steven's internal organs. Soon, Don Steven slowly woke up from his dying state. Don Steven was in a deep coma due to the asphyxiation. When he suddenly regained consciousness, he opened his eyes and blinked in surprise when he saw Alex right in front of him. He knew that he had been on the verge of death just now, but he couldn't figure out how he could wake up all of a sudden. He exclaimed in shock, "Master Anderson, what happened? Am I alive?" Alex nodded and said flatly, "With me around, you won't die so easily." Don Steven was very grateful and blurted out, "Master Anderson, thank you for your generous help." Then, he gulped and continued, "I'm sorry, Master Anderson, for dragging your father-in-law into this mess." Alex waved his hand. "No, it's not your fault. Besides, he's okay." Don Steven heaved a sigh of relief. Suddenly, he felt an abrupt flow of heat circulating his body. The warm flow not only healed his injuries but also made him feel energized and vitalized. He felt that he was getting stronger with every passing second and was younger than before. His blurry vision suddenly became clear when he looked at Alex. Astonished, he shivered as he looked at Alex and asked, "Master Anderson, why? What's happening inside my body right now? Is it the rejuvenating?"